Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more relationship stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. How can my husband and I help our son move past his high school girlfriend? Whoa, wait, high school girlfriend and the son is currently 32 years old. That's sad that he can't get over her. Man, but that's some people. Literally takes them a lifetime to get over someone. My husband and I are at our wits' end with our son's inability to get over his high school girlfriend. They broke up in 2011. Yes, you read that right. It has been that long since he even saw this girl, after having dated for about 2 years. At the time, I did fully empathize with him. He had moved away for college while she stayed behind. They made efforts to see each other and talked frequently, but as I understand it, she began a relationship with someone else while she was still in one with my son. So she cheated on him! She at least had the decency to end things with my son in person, and did admit she was wrong in not having broken up with him before taking up with a new boyfriend. Nonetheless, my son was devastated by this, and we supported him as best as we could at the time. I think he might have moved on in time, were it not the fact that his ex-girlfriend then almost immediately married the young man. I believe he was in the military, hence the young marriage. This fact set my son into a spiral, which has continued in some form or another over the last 14 years. Back then, I thought marriage was unlikely to last long, and that when it ended, he'd feel some kind of vindication and drop it. But our son checks his social media frequently, though we have strongly advised him against this, and says they are still married and have children. My son has had a few girlfriends in the last 14 years, but none that have lasted long, and even during the times he has been attached, he still continues to talk about how wronged he was. We see him very frequently, and while his ex is not our only topic of discussion, she does come up in some way almost every time we see him. We probably know more about her life now than we did while they were dating. We have allowed him to vent, but did eventually set boundaries around abusive languages. For a time, he favored a few words to describe her, beginning with S and W mainly, that I don't care for, and to his credit, he has stopped that. But for all I know, he's only stopped saying them around us. In general, we employ the tactic of not an agree, then change the subject. It's like he cannot resist an opportunity to bring her up. That's so sad. So pretty much 14 years later, he's still thinking about her, not because he loves her, but because she betrayed him and moved on so fast. So I think the reason why he's so hurt is because it feels like the whole relationship was fake. Like it didn't matter at all to her. And that is what's keeping him from moving on. That's so sad. I'm so sad. This past weekend, things came to a head when our son made an offhanded comment about his ex. My husband responded by shouting at our son to get over it already, that we were sick of hearing about a girl he dated more than a decade ago, and that he needed to stop all mention of her around us. I asked my husband to go in another room and take a breather, and when he did, I suggested to my son that if he truly cannot move past this, that we can help him seek some sort of therapy or other intervention. He responded by immediately leaving and has not responded to any of my texts or calls since. I wish my husband had not shouted, but I'm right there with him. This has gone on too long, and we have enabled the behavior. I've even wondered if he'd still be bringing her up if we had put our foot down about this before. Anytime we have pushed back in any way or challenged any assertion he made about his ex or their relationship, he has become very upset, so we defaulted to just let him vent. I do not think he has done any more than stalk his social media, but I feel this has long been unhealthy and may require an intervention of some kind. I'm hoping he comes around in the next few days, but I'm unsure how to broach the topic again without further upsetting him. Jeez, he needs therapy. Like, he needs professional help, that's for sure. I feel bad, but at the same time, he's kind of doing this to himself by stalking her social media. How's he gonna move on if he's gonna check his social media every single day? Like, he's just checking if they're gonna divorce or not. Like, what's gonna happen? Even if they do divorce, what's gonna happen? Is that gonna like validate anything? Does that mean he's gonna be like, yes, I was right, she still loved me? Like, I don't know what to say. Seriously, I think he just needs help. And he needs to stop stalking her social media. He needs to delete his own social media too. He probably doesn't even know her anymore, in the sense that he only knew her when they were in high school. So the person that she is now is completely different to who he thinks she is or was. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't know her. She's not who she was. She's married with kids. The version that he knows of her was when she was in high school. Maybe that's why he just can't get over it. And the fact that she cheated on him and left him for another guy and they got married straight away, that doesn't help. But He needs to start helping himself right now. He needs to stop. Seriously, 14 years. That's not healthy. He's still stalking her after 14 years. I feel like if he just thinks of her as like, someone who never loved him, she's a terrible person, maybe he can start moving on. Because she did cheat on him. But that's not what he's doing. That's the thing. I feel like he's just feeling like he wasn't good enough. That's why he keeps checking her social media accounts. And he doesn't understand how she fell for someone else so quickly and then got married so fast. And then he's probably just thinking, did our time mean nothing? That's actually sad. But he's not doing anything to help himself, so I can't even feel that bad for him. 14 years, boy. 14 years. That's a long time. He needs to start moving on. My fiancé implied I was hiding something and then gave me an ultimatum when I asked for space. We're supposed to get married in 8 months. I don't know what to do. I just came back from a 2-week work trip. My fiancé and I are supposed to get married in 8 months. Something happened 2 nights ago that shook something in me and I don't know how to move forward. I was finishing work and my manager asked if I wanted to grab a drink. I texted my fiancé and told him I was heading out with her, but my friend was still in work mode, so I didn't see his messages come in. He called me about an hour later. I didn't want to answer in front of my manager in the middle of a conversation, so I declined the call with the auto text, "I'll call you back later." He immediately called again within seconds. When I answered, he sounded upset and started with, "Why are you cancelling my call? What is this new behavior?" The accusatory tone surprised me and honestly embarrassed me because my manager could hear. I stepped outside and explained. 1, I wasn't ignoring him. 2, I was literally with my female manager and he knows about her. 3, he already knew I was going for drinks. 4, I've declined his calls before when I'm talking to my mum. Instead of calming down, he made a comment about how it seemed like I didn't want him to see me. That hit me hard, because to me that implied that he thought I was hiding something. For context, we've been together for more than 5 years. I have never given him any reason to distrust me. Both of our locations are shared. If he was worried, he could have checked, but instead it felt like he jumped straight to suspicion. I told him that comment hurt me. He apologized for his tone, but refused to acknowledge the implication. When I asked him directly what made him think I didn't want him to see me, he kept saying he doesn't know. I asked for some space to process because I didn't want to escalate the fight, and his response was, "If you need space for small things like this, then how will you handle real problems in marriage? If you don't give me an answer soon, I'll tell my parents to cancel the wedding arrangements." His parents are arranging the wedding? Girl, tell him to cancel it. He's giving her an ultimatum. If you don't give me an answer, we're not getting married. And why is he acting like this? Why all of a sudden it feels like he's deflecting? It feels like he's hiding something, right? Why? Just because she didn't reply to her through text because she was busy and she was going to go out with her coworker? Why did he suddenly feel like she was hiding something? That's suspicious of him. To all of a sudden just act like this out of nowhere. It felt like an ultimatum instead of a conversation. I told him I won't make any decision while I'm feeling pressured and that we can talk when we're both calm. We tried talking on the phone later, but it ended with me crying and him hanging up on me. Since then, no calls, no texts, and he posted a story drinking alone in a bar. And I don't know how to read anything anymore, but I do know this. The trust issue he projected onto me did not come from anything I did. Exactly. If you've done nothing to make him suspicious, and he's just suspicious, he's the suspicious one. I think this is a sign that you probably don't want to marry someone like this. Instead of respecting her space, he's giving her ultimatums. He's pressuring her. No. Why would you want to marry someone like that? That's stressful. If he's going to threaten you with cancelling the wedding, you should probably cancel the wedding. Even if someone threatens to break up with you, right? You should break up with them. Seriously. If they're like, "Oh, if you don't do this, I'm breaking up with you. If you're not doing this, I'm breaking up with you." Yeah, they never loved you in the first place. Break up. Because it shouldn't be that easy for someone to leave you if they really loved you. They would try to work it out. But no, if they're just threatening you to get something that they want, sorry, they never really loved you. They're just in the relationship for things that they could receive from you. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!